And Timo, congratulations. Dejan, this feels big tonight. How big is it?
It's important to win and go through the cup, and then when you play a great team like City, you always want to win, and we did that, so I'm very proud of the boys.
Timo, after the result at the weekend, the manager had said he wanted to see you show the Spurs principles. Did we see that tonight in that performance?
I think absolutely. I think it's always hard to play against a team like Man City. I think especially as a result on the weekend where we lost and didn't play the best football, it was important to show that we want to fight today, that we want to play our football in our stadium. And I think especially in the first half, also second half, we did it very good. I think over the whole 90 minutes we were in a position where we were dangerous, where we played good football, and I think at the end we deserved to win.
You got the team off to the best possible start, an important goal for the side, but also an important goal for you in terms of confidence. How good did that moment feel?
Always good to score, I think, especially when it's so early in the game, when it's after 5 or 10 minutes. To have a great assist from Deki to score my goal here at home. I think the last weeks were a bit tough, but I think you can't stop, you always have to go on, and that's what I did. And it will come the time that you earn something like that, and today was the day.
Dejan, that first goal, the Spurs motto is to do is to dare. Did you show your daring in the creativity in that goal with the back heel and your assist?
Yeah, no, I love this game, especially playing against the best teams in the world, because that's where I can show that I want to be one of the best players in the world. So tonight I just went out and enjoyed, and then I got a lot of help from the coach and the teammates to play good.
Just finally, is this a pivotal moment in Spurs' season, not just in this competition? The first side to beat Manchester City this season?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. We just have to keep going. We have to win every game. You know, you can be happy for tonight, but tomorrow we gotta keep focus, and we have an important game against Villa on Sunday.
Well, listen, well done again to both of you. Dejan, well done to you. You are the Carabao player of the match. Timo, do the honours.
Thank you very much, Timo. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
It does feel big for Tottenham, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I think the first half performance in particular is where they did the most damage. I think, interestingly, they did to Man City tonight what Palace did to Tottenham at the weekend. They pressed them high, they were aggressive in the final third, and that's where they got their confidence from. And of course, the early goal was an excellent start for them. But yeah, that man, Kulusevski in particular, I think him in that 10 role, he's really starting to own it.
You could look at it, couldn't you, that they had opportunities to kill City off in that second half and didn't take them, but then still managed to hold out.
Yeah, I mean, it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
When you think about Basuma's massive goal line clearance, that was a big moment. City do they punish you because they keep the ball. You start to, maybe at times you go and press it and it's not on and they pop it round you and all of a sudden they're at your back four. It made it difficult. You lose Van der Ven, you lose Romero. So they had to suffer a little bit today, Tottenham, but that was a big result for them. You know, Dejan Kulusevski spoke about it there. When you'd lost the weekend and the way and the manner that they lost, today was a big result. But you could see, no disrespect to Tottenham winning, but you could see that who wanted it more when he's not bringing on Haaland with 15 minutes to go. That really showed you where Man City were in terms of they'd had a couple of injuries. He didn't want to get any more injuries. He felt with the players that he had on the pitch he could still do it, and they did certainly have their chances. But for Tottenham, it's a big one. They're in the draw. They want that trophy. It was a big result for the manager.
Talked quite a lot of times, haven't we, since Postecoglou has taken charge about how Tottenham play, and this is how they're going to play, and they aren't going to change, and it will work for them. And actually, we saw that with the first goal, didn't we?
Yeah, and they got a really nice blend of the Tottenham way. This is exactly what it's all about, exploiting spaces, good movement, fast attacks, Solanke in between the two centre-backs, but it's Werner that makes up the grass on the other side. And, you know, I was thinking about this finish. Look how much grass he has to make up in order to get himself up to the attack. He's at the bottom of the screen right now. It's that way, you just have to turn on the afterburners and then get yourself in there, and it's a really tidy finish because he hits it at just the right time with Rico Lewis covering. And this bit of movement from Kulusevski, he just said there he wants to be one of the best players in the world, and, you know, ambitious, but why not? This bit of movement, you know, it shows how much he understands the game and how to manipulate the opponent, and the pass across, beautiful weight to it, and Timo Werner needed that.
When you think about 10s now, we talk about number 10s, what they've got to do. They've got to assist, they've got to score. He possesses so many different weapons. He's a big, powerful boy. He's quick with the ball, quick without it. He gets round other players, stops them playing. Right now, he's as good as anybody in that position. He's so effective.
He's thriving, isn't he, into that role in which he has been adapted.
Yeah,
both himself and Postecoglou put him into it.
Yeah, absolutely hard to play against because he's so technically good off either foot. You can see with the assist there with his right. He runs without the ball. very impressed with him. He was excellent today.
We go along with that?
Yeah, I agree, and I think it helps having the way that Bentancur played this evening as well. I thought he was really good in breaking up play. He was aggressive, and Sarr in the first half, Basuma in the second, sort of that two pivot, if you like, with giving Kulusevski the space in that sort of free number 10 role to go and exploit spaces. It works.
And Sarr got the second.
Yeah, Kulusevski will get an assist here. Not quite as good as the first one. But they just work a short corner. You can see Foden gets dragged out there and Sarr ends up on the edge of the box with a shot. We've seen it today. How many goals? When you just showed those clips of all the goals, Mark, from outside the box, you can see Ruben Diaz is pointing. He sees there's a threat there on the edge. Someone's got to go and do it. Gundogan goes out. Foden goes out. All of a sudden, that space opens up. Rolls a nice ball to him, very inviting. And the finish is great because he sets outside that far post. It gives the goalkeeper, who made some really good saves today, absolutely no chance. It just rifles into that corner off the wet surface.
I know you say the assist isn't as good as the first, but actually, it's weighted. It doesn't bobble. He doesn't have to break his stride.
It doesn't bobble anymore, Mark.
Trust me, I've seen enough games where it's not necessarily there. But you know, it is absolutely perfect for it.
That's the beauty of the number 10 type player. They tend to give a pass that they'd like to receive, and I think Kulusevski's had that in mind as he lays it off to Sarr. He's given it, like you say, at the perfect weight for Sarr to shape it around the width of the post and back into the net.
Football intelligence, and there you go. How do you want to receive it in terms of the pass? It's the right pass, but you've seen it today. So many good goals from outside the box. People don't tend to mark them as much outside the box. So if you've got a free opportunity, the way the ball flies, how quickly it is, the pitches are perfect. Have a shot.
And Matheus Nunes's goal, which brought City back into it, kind of bobbled, didn't it? It bounced into it, but it was a good finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good finish.
Slice through the midfield here, Manchester City. Gundogan, he dropped a bit deeper, got on the ball. O'Reilly taking up a typical Manchester City number 8 position on the back shoulder. And this is just brilliant from Savinho. We spoke about, how he's capable of going off both sides, and he goes down onto his right. Just look at the position of O'Reilly as he just drifts off the shoulder of Sarr. When he receives it on this back foot here, it's so difficult to defend, and he just does the right thing, is releases Savinho at the right time where he can go and do his magic. And this bit of movement, the cross to an area which causes problems, and then you said it, didn't you, Jamie, the finish. I mean, it's a difficult finish, isn't it?
It is. You've just got to keep it down as much as you can. Try and get a good connection on it. Wherever it hits your shin, your ankle, whatever, it doesn't matter. And he finishes it, just gets it into the corner. And at that moment, you thought, OK, City are in the ascendancy. Will Tottenham be able to hang on, maybe a few nerves? But they never quite got that little bit of luck to fashion out the goal that they needed. But a really great block. And when you talk about players celebrating now,
I'm a big fan of players celebrating blocks as much as they celebrate, and they deserve to when they do something like this.
Absolutely, because he anticipates it. O'Reilly gets it, good volley on it. See it falls to him there. He sees the corner of the goal. Basuma anticipates, gets that left foot out. It's a really good block.
I mean, Vicario, I'm not too sure why, but this is what it's all about. And those moments in football, you can just see his teammates around him. Absolutely loves it. Knows that he's given his team the chance to go and progress.
I mean, it could be a massive block in the course of Tottenham's season.
Absolutely, and we said about it at the start of the game. Ange Postecoglou, the second season, tends to win a trophy, and he said it himself. And obviously, everybody's got their eyes on that now and looking towards it. And they've done themselves a fantastic job tonight in terms of getting themselves into the draw.
Yeah, because it was a tricky game. Because I'm sure Tottenham fans are looking at the pitch and they're seeing young lads coming on. Was his name Simpson Pussy, who absolute Rolls Royce in the 20-minute cameo he had centre back. You're seeing the young, but they're all so effective, so comfortable on the ball. So it still doesn't make it any easier for you. Savinho coming off was a bit of a blow because he was getting a bit of success against the doggy. So that maybe changed it. That helped him a little bit. But right now, City have got their bare bones. They've got so many injuries. They've got a big game against Bournemouth the weekend. I think Pep's probably think I just didn't want to get any more injuries.
They'll be worried about the injuries, won't they? But just if you're a Man City fan who's watched this side, you're thinking, whatever happens with Guardiola's future, some of the players that are coming through, goodness me, we're going to look forward to watching that. Yeah,
we say it so often with the Manchester City Academy players. They come in and, Guardiola trusts them to play in big games. It's not an easy game going away to Tottenham. Trust them to go and play in that midfield role. And obviously, it's hard when you're not playing week in, week out to have that kind of energy to play the full 90 in terms of the game scenario, because it's hard to replicate during a week, especially when you're playing 3-game weeks, in the Champions League and obviously Premier League games at the weekend. It's hard to get yourself up to speed. But the boys that played tonight from the academy, that are now solidified in the first
Nuts and bolts. What was your take on your team's performance in that 90-plus minutes?
Yeah, I have to work hard. I mean, it's a cup tie. You're playing against a pretty formidable opponent, and you have to do a bit of everything. And I thought we did that really well for the most part. You know, we had the defender, which I think we did well. We didn't give him too many sort of clear-cut chances. We certainly had a few ourselves. We could have put the game away, but you know, City are always going to sort of push you. And the most important thing for us in an important cup tie, we get a victory.
We spoke before the game about principles, and you're very much a coach of high principles. Were you a lot happier with the way your team went about its job tonight?
Well, I mean, you know, it's an ever-evolving sort of process. This team is, I believe, is growing all the time. But when you have growth, sometimes you know you're going to stumble, and we've had our stumbles, fair to say. But you know, we've always bounced back, and you know, as disappointed as we were on Sunday, you know, I had great belief and confidence that we'd come out today and you know put up a good show against, like I said, a pretty strong opponent.
Did we see a bit of daringness and creativity in that opening goal, the way that it builds with the back heel to start with?
Yeah, no, I think both our goals were quality goals. They have to be, you know. City aren't going to give you too many easy chances, and yeah, it was a great goal, and yeah, great for Timo. He's obviously been going through a tough time, but you know, for him to score was fantastic. But yeah, the build-up play was great, and again, it's kind of the team
confidence, particularly when a player's gone through a patch like he has.
Well, it should lift him. You know, we're kind of supporting him, but ultimately, you know, with all these things, it's down to him and you know his approach to things. And yeah, it was good tonight. It was unlucky not to get maybe one or two more. But you know, with attacking players, obviously, you know, if they don't score, they feel that sort of anxiety a little bit. Hopefully, tonight's goal helps him with that.
We saw the creativity of your side tonight. Did we also see the determination, particularly to stay in the fight?
Yeah, well, we had to. There's no chance that City are not going to ask you those questions. And disappointed to concede so late in the first half because up until that point, we hadn't given away too many chances. So, you know, second half, like I said, we had to defend a fair bit, but nothing sort of too clear-cut for them, which again meant we had to be pretty compact, which we were. And like I said, we had some really good chances to kind of finish the game off, but we'll take the win.
You're the first team to beat Manchester City this season in any competition. Does this feel like a big moment, not just in terms of this competition, but for your season?
I don't believe in big moments. I don't believe in, you know, catastrophic moments with the same team we were, you know, 3 days ago. And like I said, we're a side that's growing, developing, and hopefully we've got, you know, more good days ahead of us.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
Your first defeat in any competition this season, only your second defeat in 51 games. What are your reflections on your team's efforts and performance tonight?
Exceptional. The problems we have in 9 years, we were in the problems that we have in terms of injuries and other issues, but yeah, exceptional. The young players play really, really good. The seniors as well. So again, it's incredible top side. The transition just so fast and really, really good. So really pleased for the way we played.
You said to us before the game, please, no more injuries. And then in the warm-up, Ange gets injured. Does that sum up the way things are going for you at this moment?
It's what it is. So it's normal. So many years playing 11 months. At the end, the limit of the players is there. So I have to understand it. But 11 players will be in Bournemouth.
It took a long time in the first half and the second half for you to get a shot on target. Was that a case of perhaps you not being as clinical as we normally expect from you, or Spurs making it very difficult for you?
We play so good. Don't worry about that. We make the game we should play, because if you play a game like attack quick, they attack quicker, and we play really, really good. So we made the not. Of course, in the second half, I would say there were some dangers in 2 or 3 transitions that could finish the game. But at the end, we had our chances, and I know perfectly that how good we played.
As you say, your team stayed very much in the game at 2-0 down. The last 15 minutes of the first half, you're very much on the front foot. Then you get the goal just before half-time. Did you sense then that you could salvage this time, perhaps even go on and win it?
Yeah, we played for that. So I think nobody in the stadium on TV and even our opponents, they didn't feel that we didn't try to win the game. But football, sometimes we are in a difficult situation in terms of amount of players. But yeah, what I said, we play 11 players next games.
You had still a reasonably strong bench tonight. You didn't, though, turn to Erling Haaland when it looked like you needed a goal. Is that a case of looking at what's ahead?
The plan was not play today, so play a lot of minutes that we needed for this week. We have not recovery and not much players, and I didn't want to waste energy for him.
Savinho also, we saw stretchered off. How big a concern is that, and how worrying?
We'll see tomorrow.
You see tomorrow?
We'll see tomorrow, yeah.
And just finally, any hope that players like Kyle Walker, Jack Grealish, do you hope?
Kyle Walker, Jack Grealish, no chance to play the next game.
Thank you, Pep.
On